Hello, my students, and thank you for tuning in for another screencast with Learning with Lewis. Today, we are going to do a quick review of the scientific methods, hypothesis, and variables. This should go along with your homework on the hypothesis and variables. I believe it's going to be on Skills 19. The scientific methods are a system of steps scientists use to answer probing questions through the experiments. We've already gone through the steps. These steps include state the problem, research, which is gathering information, hypothesis, the experimental steps, analyzing data, which is what we've been doing with graphing, and then drawing conclusions. Your homework starts with a hypothesis. The hypothesis is an educated guess. It answers the original question that you had for step 1 of the scientific methods. And then again, it's based on the findings from your research, which was step 2 of the scientific methods. It includes 3 parts. We usually say it's the if, then, because statement. The if statement is what is being changed or tested in the experiment. The then statement is what is being measured in the experiment. And finally, the because statement is based on research, why this experiment is going to work. Let's look at your homework example. Your very first one is a higher temperature of water, the faster an egg will cook. You have to build a hypothesis. What is this telling you in the if, then, because statement? You should have answered that if eggs are placed in higher temperatures of water, then the eggs will cook faster. And for your because, it could be anything that you can come up with because I'm not forcing you to research. I wrote because eggs solidifies faster in higher temperatures of water. Now on to the variables. If you look at this same scenario, the higher the temperature of water, the faster an egg will cook. You have to ask yourself, what are you testing? Or what are you changing in the experiment? Here, we are changing the temperature of water. And what are you measuring, which will be the dependent variable? The time it takes for an egg to cook. Now taking it back to your homework example, we've already given the hypothesis. If eggs are placed in higher temperatures of water, then eggs will cook faster because egg solidifies faster than higher temperatures of water. The variables, however, will be the independent variable are going to be the different temperatures of water. The dependent variable is going to be the time it takes for the egg to cook. Now for your groups. Groups refer to how the experiment is organized. The experimental group versus control group. The experimental group says what it is. It is a group where you're actually doing the experiment on. Here, we either have a group of eggs with different temperatures or the group of eggs with the same temperature we always use. The experimental group is going to be the group that has the different temperatures of water. The control group is only for comparing purposes only, and this is going to be based on our based on our research. Here, I set the temperature only at 100 degrees Celsius because water starts to boil at 100 degrees Celsius. So back to your homework. We've mentioned the hypothesis, the variables, and now we're down to the groups. The experimental groups we've already picked out, and they're going to be the groups with different temperatures of water. The control group will be that one group that only stays at 100 degrees Celsius. And finally, the constants. The constants will include all the things that remain the same, regardless of what group is being used in the experiment. These constants can include the same thermometer, the same stove, the same person measuring the temperature, the size of the egg, the amount of water used in the pan, or however you're cooking these, and then, of course, the same cooking utensils. So back to your homework. We've done the hypothesis, the variables, and the groups. I have only asked you to do 2 or 3 constants for each one of these scenarios. The constants I chose for this example are the amount of water, the size of egg, in the same thermometer. Well, that is the end of this screencast. Good luck with your homework. It seems pretty simple. If you need to, please rewind, pause, and take notes. See you soon.